welcome to another episode of the South Tip Arts Podcast. Well, this week we are all about Clonmel Applefest, which takes place between the 26th and 29th of September. The festival opened last night here at South Tipperary Arts Centre with an exhibition, If Walls Could Speak. In this exhibition, you can discover the work of original artists, exploring and evoking through their art form the mysteries and stories of walls and places and what they might try to tell us. As I said, that exhibition opened at 6 p.m. yesterday and it runs until the 6th of October. Also last night, we had our spoken word event and our host Eileen Acheson invited many of the best literary and spoken word talent in South Tipperary to read some pieces inspired by the theme If Walls Could Speak. Well, it was a great night, and here is just a little clip of the action from last night.
It was very important for us, and for Eileen especially, that we didn't make this a competition. We didn't want people to feel that they were going to be judged or competing against other people with their work. I think sometimes there can be a bit of stigma around poetry, that people think it's not for me, or I don't get it, or I could never write a poem, and that's just not true. It's an art form, like painting or singing, and it's a form of self-expression. There's no one can tell you that you're doing it right or wrong. So I'll finish by saying a massive thank you to Eileen. You've given me so much support and advice, and I've really enjoyed curating this event with you. So thank you so much.
The first poem is about my mother, and I'll just tell you a little bit about my mother before I read the poem. My mother was 86 years old when she died, and I suppose if it's possible to have such a thing, she had a very happy, a nice death. She was dying over a period of about a week, and during that time she was surrounded by love and her grandchildren, and it was a wonderful time when I felt very close to her, as I often hadn't when she was younger and I was younger. But as she lay dying, a memory came back to me of my mother many years ago. And just to tell you a little bit about what she was like when she was young, I had been told by other people that when she was young, she was very beautiful, she was vivacious, she was, the word that was often used, and not in the present context that we understand it, would be gay. It's an old-fashioned word, but she had a gaiety about her. And like many women of her time, when she got married, she became a wife and lost some of that lovely vivacity and just became subsumed in the Irish marriage of the time. But as she lay dying, a memory came back to me very strongly of being in my grandmother's house on holiday with my mother. And it was in a little place called Terryglass in North Tipperary. And I was about 14 or 15 years of age at the time. And I was there with my mother, and an old boyfriend of hers called. And suddenly she became young again, to my utter mortification. And she became flirty and vivacious, and to compound the horror of the moment, she got up to dance with him. And a 14, 15-year-old child seeing your mother behaving in such a way was just horrific. And this is the memory I remembered when she lay dying. And this is the poem, and it's called Requiem. Amid the clatter of bedpans and trolleys, I wait for you to go as you once waited for me to come. Rice paper skin and morphine drip, and no words between us now. Your past, an Italian opera, the grief, the tragedy, the lost love, the stabbed breast, the bitter cup. A walk-on part in your own life. And now the final curtain before you've had a chance to sing. Only your eyes hold that summer day when an old suitor called, and you laid aside your disappointed heart and became young again, with dancing feet and hope, and your head thrown back in laughter as he twirled you round my grandmother's parlour to Jimmy Sham's Bluebell polka. You were beautiful then, before the frost. We were all beautiful then, before the frost.
The walls of Clonmel as my inspiration, so the walls could speak. Ivy blooms on a grey stone wall, veined, leaves whispered, memories of moments pinioned in time, days told by bells, matins, vespers prime, barefoot friars about their master's business, children chanting catechism year on year. Battlements crumble to yield a Pyrrhic victory, the great O'Neill long gone, martyr blood streams red beneath the domes. Apple pulp syrups, the daily busyness, the clang from the cooper's yard, hiss of hot metal from the blacksmith's forge. Calloused hands count fat fleeces, turn untanned hides into shambles. The plash of water on wood, boatmen plying their trade on the shore. Westgate, Old St. Mary's, the Friary, pay tribute, work their magic still. Leaves bloom on old stone, green on grey, bear silent witness to an age-old story.
Well, sticking with the theme of spoken word, Clonmel Applefest this year features a poetry trail. A call-out was made for people to enter a poem, 20 lines or less, based on the theme If Walls Could Speak, which is the festival theme this year. And the winners were chosen, and many of them read at the event last night. That call-out has culminated in a poetry trail across shop windows around Clonmel. And you can look out all around town for the posters featuring the names of the poets and writers. These posters are particularly eye-catching, featuring a red, a yellow and a green apple as featured on the Applefest logo. So keep an eye out for those around the town. And we spoke to the project coordinator a little earlier in the week, Eileen Acheson, who explained a little bit about her involvement in the project. How did you become involved with Applefest, Eileen?
Emer, I was here at an exhibition that was run by Lynn Mather and Theresia, won't even try to pronounce her second name, and it was on the theme of apples, and Louise Garcia was involved, and actually I remember you were the cinematographer, so I thought that was the most amazing evening, and me being me, I was raving about it to them, and they said to me, would I be interested if they were thinking of running an Applefest, would I be interested in joining the committee? And I said I was very busy, but that for the spoken word element I certainly would, and if I could help in any other way. So that's how I came to be on the committee last year, and now you're in for a penny, in for a pound. It's expanded.
But you've been writing yourself a lot of your life, but really when your children, I suppose, became bigger is when you really got back into it.
I gave myself time to it, and it was actually the Image Art Festival in Waterford. I saw a 2-hour workshop with Grace Wells for €10, which is incredible value for such a talented writer. So I just cheekily went in and sat down, and the next thing we were all writing. There was 13 of us around the table, and then not only were we writing, we were reading what we wrote. It was a baptism of fire.
Yeah.
And then my friend Mary O'Gorman, amazing poet and mentor, was going to Brewery Lane, Poetry Plus every once a month of a Friday. She invited me along and I've hardly missed it. And then we're starting the wave of bringing back the writing tradition in Clonmel. It was there for years. There was an amazing bunch with Mary O'Gorman, Paddy Phelan, David, and a few others, names escape me at the moment. And they had writers' weekends. I missed all that. My children were very young, but I've seen some of the words from it and it's been great. So then it was dear to my heart. I said, we'll tuck it into Applefest. And here we have spoken word in South Tip Arts Centre, who have been so lovely to us because we've run each of our events here. It's so welcoming, it's so bright, it's so suitable. People really love it, and I want to give a shout out to the Arts Centre for that. And then we've expanded into a poetry call out this year, and we asked people to write on the theme of If Walls Could Speak. So we had a really good response. We're putting 21 of those pieces up. Actually, they've been put up around town in various locations, 2 here in the Arts Centre, in the library, over Marketplace, 4 of them, 6 in the showgrounds, 2 in Irish Town, 2 in O'Connell Street, and 2 in Parnell Street, and 1 in Gladstone Street.
Okay, so
we
a little trail.
A trail, and that's up under each of them. And we really want people to have a look and follow the person they know. Some are new writers, some have been at it for a little while, and some are old school. So you get a lovely flavour of what I think is the richness of writing.
Yeah.
It doesn't all have to be the established known people.
Not
Everybody
at all,
was
no.
once not.
Yeah.
And so this is an incredible flavour, and they really took the theme to their hearts, If Walls Could Speak. And each of them are printed either on a green apple, a red apple or a yellow apple. There's 21 apples around. So to complete, there was 19. Jenny and I cheekily put ourselves in as curators. We put ourselves in on 2 of the yellow apples because the space was crying out for us. So we said we'd do that. So yeah, and of those, 13 of the 21 have read for us at spoken word, and the others will be reading at the Vintage Fair in the Friary Car Park on the Saturday.
Okay,
so there's 3 open mic spoken word slots at the Caravan of Love, which has been run by Breege and Will, the Wood of O. So come down for music, come down for crafts, come down for apple cider pressing, come down for some poetry, old and new.
Excellent.
It'll be a good day. It'll be a very good day.
In terms of the spoken word event that was here in the Arts Centre,
the names that I'll be calling to you are these they read. So Sheila Smith, Fenella Fox, Joe Whelan, he wrote an amazing poem, Lunatic Soup. Mary Hanrahan from Feathered, Even Hickey, it's her first published poem. Bernie Donnelly, who's the writer in residence, we call her, in the library, and her poem was up in the library. Billy O'Riordan, John Corcoran, Karen Kiley, Vincent Kiley, Trasa McDermott, former school principal of the Gaelscoil, wrote a poem, Oscoilga, and Jenny Cox. And then there's just a piece up from my Applefest 2018. And then to add to those, we have Mary O'Gorman, Patricia Cantwell, Mary McGrath from Brewery Lane, Catherine O'Gorman, a local teacher, Catherine McVicker with Ain't I a Woman from the Culture Night piece, Miriam Kiley, and maybe 1 or 2 others that I can't remember at the moment, and apologies. We had a great time, and we had lemon cake and we had apple cake on the china cups, and tea and coffee and a bit of apple juice for people. So we made people comfortable. I think they love the spoken word event because they hear something new, maybe something old. There's different take on spoken word, and feedback from the audiences. We've been having good audiences, is that they like that there's something for everyone, different style, free form, sonnet, just so many different takes on it. And anything goes, and different personalities. And the most important thing, everybody being themselves and bringing words that matter and that they feel might universally matter. So people can feel sad, which is a good thing at times. They can feel uplifted. They can feel a memory triggered. They might think to contact someone or tell a sibling about something they were reminded of, or maybe their children or their class, if they're teachers, and they just, say, I heard this at the spoken word the other night in the Arts Centre. It reminded me of you. It reminded me of Granny. It reminded me of something, maybe something from Shakespeare. Who knows?
Sure,
anything goes. That's the thing, And the tea and cake we have, the break in between, just gives everyone a chance to relax and get ready for more.
So if people were to miss that, then, as you mentioned, they still have a chance to hear some of those poems being read aloud again.
If they come down to us in the Friary Car Park for the Vintage Fair, which is on the Saturday, We have 3 slots of spoken word in Breach and Will's Caravan of Love. They have some fab music lined up, and if you bring your apples, you can get them crushed, apples and empty bottles, and we'll crush the apples for you. There's crafts fairs, there's stalls, there's food, good coffee, some plants. It's a lovely little corner down there, and the existing traders welcome us very much, and we had great feedback last year and we had great fun.
Excellent.
So come and join us, and what you missed from Thursday night spoken word, some of the flavour of it will be at the Caravan of Love on
And also
Saturday.
you can have a wander through the streets and just
because
read
there's
the
the
poems
orchard
yourself.
on Friday, there's the urban orchard over in Marketplace, and there's poems over there. Then, as I said, the friar, and then on Sunday we're down on the new quay, and there'll be Pig on the Spit, and we'll have walks, yoga walk, there's a forage walk, and there's a walk with Shea Hurley around the Clonmel walls, and people just sit out and chat and eat, and there'll be community groups singing, dancing, moving, good coffee again and good food.
That's all I want.
And some of the
isn't it?
marathon
And good
runners might
company.
come up and join us.
Yeah,
because
very
they're
good.
running on Sunday as well, so it should be good. And there's a soiree then on Saturday night in May's Cafe over at Marketplace. There's a few tickets I think left for that, just a few. Appletown are playing in the Emigrants Rest on Sunday afternoon, and so they've written a song for us called Appletown.
That's right, I've
Cedar
heard
Towns.
this.
Cedar Towns have
yeah.
written Appletown for a Clonmel Applefest, so that's very unique.
Yeah.
And they'll be playing on Sunday afternoon, a free event over there. Food sponsored by the Immigrants Rest, so that'll be fun.
Oh, very good. Eileen,
So-
you must have a photographic memory. I don't know how you remember
Well, I
so
just
many.
love it all. I love it so much. You see, if you
So
love
many-
something, you
that's it.
remember.
Yeah.
And that's what I hope people
Yeah,
will take
yeah.
from the spoken word and from the different events. We're just losing a lot of our heritage and tradition. And so let's keep them and build some new ones. So come on inside the town walls and join us
Yes.
on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and hope people who went to the spoken word had a good time.
Thanks a million for talking to me, Eileen. The festival this year features a wide range of activities for all ages. As I said, the festival opened last evening at the Arts Centre with both our spoken word and our If Walls Could Speak exhibition. Today, Friday the 27th, you can catch the Urban Orchard at Marketplace from 12 to 4 p.m, which will see Marketplace transformed into a Garden of Eden in the heart of Clonmel, with health, food and gardening demonstrations, children's play area, some live entertainment and many craft stands. Why not take the afternoon off work or even pop in after school? This one's all about the kids and it's free, so don't miss that one today. As part of the Urban Orchard, there'll be a cookery demo with Janice Casey from 2 to 3 p.m, and that's also free. And she's going to share her mouth-watering recipes based on wonderful local produce. Janice teaches at Greenon Cookery School. Janice was also nominated for Best Chef at the Irish Restaurant Awards 2019. Well, a little later in the evening, but also very child-friendly, at 8 p.m. at the Main Guard, Liz Weir, who's a storyteller and writer from Northern Ireland, will be regaling us all with apple stories from Ireland and beyond. And there'll be live music at Lonergan's Pub on O'Connell Street from 9:30 p.m, and that's also a free event. Tomorrow, Saturday the 28th of September, the festival activities kick off at 10:30 a.m. with a free talk in the Main Guard about Clonmel and the Greater Munster brewing industry by Dr. Colin Rinn. The Clonmel Historical and Archaeological Society is delighted to host a talk by the UCC professor on the significance of brewing in the Clonmel area and beyond. The fun continues from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Friary Car Park for the Apple and Heritage Fair. This event will continue for the afternoon at Clonmel's medieval Friary Quarter, so you can sample the selection of bespoke craft workshops and demonstrations surrounded by a dramatic display of apples, fruit trees, garden plants and rustic seating. You can taste or buy some delicious food, honey and produce, listen to the best singing in Tipperary in the intimate Caravan of Love stage. There will be apple pressing, beekeeping demonstrations, a large rush apple tree installation, an interactive bug cart and lots of hands-on activities for all ages. This event, again free, so plenty of stuff to keep us entertained this Saturday afternoon around the town. A little later on Saturday evening at May's Cafe at 8 p.m, join the Cider and Food Heritage Soiree, where Chef Shane McGonigal will cook up some of Tipperary's best produce, and there'll be lashings of local cider, and you can enjoy the comedy cabaret while you dine. Check www.clonmelapplefest.com for ticket availability for that one. There may just be a few left. Sunday the 29th is another packed day of entertainment, with again plenty of free events to keep you entertained for the day. Sunday at Applefest is Blue Way Sunday, and from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. there will be a day of community, heritage and nature with biodiversity activities and heritage talks. You can have a coffee or share a meal at the communal tables. There'll be community performances and demonstrations including Tai Chi, hip hop and salsa, as well as a number of environmental and community stands. Plenty of nice lunch options here. You can choose from Lebanese slow-cooked lamb or pulled pork, freshly made by Chef Michael Carney of Rock House Catering, or a vegetarian and vegan selection of dishes by the new kid on the block, Riveski Catering. Also on Sunday morning, a selection of walks will be taking place, with two of them leaving from New Quay Car Park. The first one is Yoga Walk with Caroline Conway. That starts at 10:30 a.m. Entry is €10, and you can enjoy the beauty of the riverside landscape while moving locations for a variety of stretches and fun exercises. No walk will ever be the same again. At 11 a.m, you can take a walk with Clonmel historian Shay Hurley, who will take his guests around the town walls, and they can hear all the stories of the extraordinary people that live there and the trades and crafts they practiced. And Shay's just a fount of information on everything Clonmel, so that one's well worth taking. The third one is a foraging walk with Andrew Malcolm. That's going to happen at Carey's Castle, which is off the Dungarvan Road. Walkers should meet at the entrance car park at 4 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. The entry for this is €10. Andrew is a nature enthusiast who has developed his passion into a vocation as a forager and guide. He regularly leads walks all over the southwest and provides foraged plants to the Cliff House Hotel in Ardmore. This one has limited places and it'd be well worth checking. www.clonmelapplefest.ie to make sure that there's still places left on that one. And on Sunday afternoon from 5 to 7 p.m, another free event, Appletown at the Emigrants, which is happening at the Emigrants Rest over the Old Bridge. And as you may be aware, this year Applefest had a bespoke theme song composed by local band The Cedartowns. The song is called Appletown, and you can come and hear it live at the Emigrants Rest on Sunday afternoon. There'll also be some refreshments provided, and that one seems like a really good afternoon. And to finish off the festival this Sunday evening at 7 p.m. in Baker's Back Room, Artificial is a film about people, rivers and the fight for the future of wild fish and the environment that supports them. Exploring wild salmon's slide towards extinction and the threats posed by fish hatcheries and fish farms, it asks the difficult questions about our continued loss of faith in nature. There'll be a special offer on Longways cider that evening at Baker's, and that sounds like a really interesting piece of work. Well, I think you'll agree, a pretty packed programme of events for this year's Applefest. Congratulations to everyone involved. Don't forget to visit www.clonmelapplefest.ie to explore any of the details that I mentioned in this episode. So that's it for this week. I hope everyone enjoys the festival this weekend. And now I'm going to play out with Appletown, the theme song to the festival this year, composed and performed by the Cedartowns. Talk to you next week.
Come on down to the Vale of Honey. Come on down to the sweetest town. Take a walk by a lazy river. Come on down to Appletown. Oh, 3 kids up an apple tree. Throw 'em down into a fragrant sea. 20 pounds was a lot to you and me. Oh, precious cargo to liquid gold. All the memories young and old. It's a simple scent of home. Come on down to the Vale of Honey. Come on down to the sweetest town. Take a walk by a lazy river. Come on down to Appletown. Meet Patterson singing in